Baldurs Gate 3, okay? I'm not a gamer guy on YouTube anymore. I used to be. Upload more Halo videos, buddy. Upload more Minecraft videos, buddy. That used to be what haunted my comment section. Now my comment section haunts me with, obviously it's deserved, but, I will say, I used to be a gamer, okay? And I would like to consider myself currently a gamer, but I haven't been playing very many games over the years. If I'm going to dedicate my time to a game, I want to make sure that it's solid, okay? And when I think of what's solid, I basically think, is it intriguing? Do I know that like a lot of work went into it? Do I know that it's like gonna basically be kind of novel? Like, is it gonna have novelty? Will it make me kind of think new things about the medium, right? And the recent game that has actually piqued my interest is one that I would never have expected. Baldurs Gate 3 is making waves as being like the potentially best RPG experience currently available. Holy schnipe. Experiencing late night goofiness. Moist Critical is streaming on YouTube now. Holy moly, look at that goofy ass smile. It's an RPG, and it looks really cool, effectively. But it's based on Dungeons and Dragons, and it follows a ton of Dungeons and Dragons rule, and it's very specific, okay, to Dungeons and Dragons. So there's a lot. Basically, if you want to play Baldur's Gate 3, you've got to fully dive in and commit yourself to it. It's not a casual game. And long story short, it has disgruntled or made a little bit insecure a lot of AAA game developers, okay? A lot of AAA game studios are looking at this and being like, oh, bruh, you're not supposed to show them that this is possible. What are you doing? You're setting the bar too high. And that to me is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And it speaks to a real decay within the game development environment, right? Because, and look, a lot of people have attributed the failures of game devs nowadays to yes, money, but also just like not caring, basically being too corporate, all this stuff. And this is all absolutely true. But the biggest variable to me that I perceived is that a lot of these game studios, EA, Ubisoft, even the guys behind Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red, why have their recent games been rushed out as shitters and have needed tons of patches and a bunch of stuff just to make them playable? It's quite simply their obligation to their stock investors. This is an aspect that I find a lot of gamers kind of neglect, is the fact that these are publicly traded companies where they almost literally do not give a fuck about the quality of a game as long as they can guarantee that they'll meet certain profit metrics, right? It is literally a business to the truest extent possible. They have a technical fiduciary obligation to deliver returns to their investors. And so what's the best and easiest way to make returns? It's not by dedicating 5 to 6 to 7 years on a fucking masterpiece and releasing the best game ever, because that's a massive risk potentially. That could go south. It's to shit out an Assassin's Creed every year, obviously, right? You know what I mean? Because it's an established franchise that they know is going to do pretty much specific numbers. Everybody who buys a new console is going to buy an Assassin's Creed game, is how they view it, or a FIFA game, right? These like staples that pretty much are kind of copy and paste between games, right? It's an established formula with, you know, little quality of life potential enhancements here and there. And yeah, they rush and grind the fuck out of their developers to make these goddamn deadlines, because of course you have to release the game before Christmas. Otherwise it's not going to be bundled in with the little Jimmy's present. Oh my god. And yeah, so like, it's not just that these companies are greedy. It's not just that the game devs don't care, okay? I'm sure that game devs would love to work on projects that they care about. It's just that the games that are making the most money nowadays are oftentimes the games that are designed to make the most amount of money, not that are designed to be the best games, okay? And so the studio behind Baldur's Gate 3, it does seem like a studio. I'm not certain if they're privately owned. I imagine that they probably are. That cares heavily about ensuring not just quality, but also literally delivering a fucking enjoyable, unique experience. This game, everything I've seen about this game actually is like kind of amazing. And so, okay, I love seeing games like this where it's literally people throwing everything that they have at it, right? And it seems like they're happy to do so. There's so many dimensions to why I can kind of feel the energy of this game comes from people who are happy and excited to make it, not from people who are scared and nervous that they're not going to make the deadline and people are going to get a buggy FIFA game, you know? This is something that's just facts, and most people know this, but they maybe don't know it explicitly. The stock market, having a company go public, having an obligation toward profits that goes beyond just like the owners of the organization. It goes to people who literally don't run the organization. Do you understand that? Because when you run a stock, right, now you have a board of directors, you have a bunch of people who literally have no involvement with the origins or any kind of aspect of actually running the company. They're completely dissociated. What do you think they're going to say when they go to these board meetings? You think they're going to say, oh, how's the company, you know, how's the game looking? Is the game fun? They're going to be like, okay, when's the fucking game done? What are your projected numbers? You know what I mean? And so, yeah, having a company that is completely centered around maximizing profit absolutely does not make for better products. Okay, the marketplace is just that. It's a marketplace. It's not a place of passion. It's a place of fucking commerce. And so, yeah, a lot of the times you get worse products because people are trying to, you know, explicitly milk it for as easy profit extraction as possible, right? I just want to add that when I made this segment, I didn't look into the background of Larian Games at all, the studio who made this game. And now that I have, it's actually kind of funny how accurate what I was saying was. Not only is Larian privately owned, but the CEO, him and his wife are the majority shareholders. And what's even crazier is this guy is the director of the game as well. So the guy running the business, owning the business, and making the product is obviously going to be very invested in the genuine quality of the output. If he didn't care, he could easily pawn off the role of director for this game. And in the article, they point out that he can make creative decisions on the game without having to compromise due to financial pressures. You know, usually there'd be a lot of friction between the production side and the corporate side, which is obviously heavily undermined when the people who work on the game, put their time into it, actually own a stake in the profit. And it's not all just going to faceless corporate randoms who don't care about the company beyond the money.
Thing in the eye, can you just point that out? Oops. Can we just... How's your day been?
This guy is a Chad. The decay of modern game studios that I pointed out is very comparable to the decay of the music industry over the last few decades. And if you want to hear more about how corporate greed corrupts the things you love, I would definitely suggest watching this video by One Dime. But after this clip or else I'll kill you.
Love ya.
Obviously, Baldur's Gate 3, hopefully they actually make money on it, and they probably will, but it was still a risk for them to spend so much time on such a massive game. Yeah, I want to, first of all, just give you a little palate cleanser here. I want to show you some funny voice lines from the game.
Go ahead. I'm listening. Let's see. I hail from Waterdeep, city of splendors. I am a wizard of considerable acclaim and scholar of exceptional accomplishment. I have a cat, a library, and a weakness for a good glass of wine. And if the mood takes me, I'm known to try my hand at poetry. There.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't that funny. There's a couple of more funny ones that we'll explore and find in a sec, but basically what I'm trying to...
I wanted to ask
you... basically what I'm trying to demonstrate, okay, is that this game does kind of have twists and turns.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't tease you, or myself. I'd give anything to touch you, but I can't. Not until I can be sure I won't burn you. Gods, I want to ride you till you see stars.
Okay, I can't believe that asmongold just baited me into reacting to his reaction. Oh my god. L.
The squirrel lunges at your foot and bites it.
let me point you to the main reason why I'm actually interested in playing this game. There's a couple reasons. Number one, it's actually multiplayer, okay? You can have, I think, up to a party of 4 people on this massive fucking RPG quest type game. I've played a lot of co-op games with my brothers, specifically my brother Dennis, just because I really enjoy and treasure co-op experiences, like heavy. Like I played all of the Halo games with my brother Dennis over the last like 5 years, and bro, like to me, gaming is the best when you're playing co-op, like especially in person, but like at least, you know, on Discord, whatever. If you're doing a story, like solo story, I also love and cherish that. But yeah, no, there's nothing to me that's better than experiencing media with other people, right? That's why I love having you guys here. Join the Discord or I'll show you. Sorry, that was a little bit of a threat. I didn't mean it. Haha, I did. Number 2, there's definitely humor in this game. Like there's just a lot of novelty and interesting stuff, and I love that. And my favorite old RPG, I don't even know if you could call it that, but was Fable 2. I loved Fable 2 so much. And I get a lot of Fable 2 vibes from this, but Fable 2 is absolutely not a perfect game. And so yeah, basically actually having characters that you can interact with and they have interesting responses and actually being able to affect the world that you are in was the main selling feature of Fable 2. And apparently that is the case with this game. Now, the biggest reason why I'm interested in this game is because of this guy, Frankly Gaming. He pointed something out to me that I was genuinely like, holy shit, no way.
There's some truly unbelievable situations in this game where you jokingly think to yourself, what if I could do that? That would be so cool, but obviously there's no way the game accounted for that, and the game does. I'll give you 2 examples. At one point, I had saved a man trapped in a burning building, and when we got outside, he told me he needed to find a loved one who was also trapped inside, but that he was too weak to go in himself. So I went inside and found a dead woman on the floor. I went back to him and told him the grave news and watched as he, despite his injuries, rushed into the building and sobbed at her side. But then I got an idea. What if instead of telling him first, I instead casted Speak with the Dead on the lifeless body to figure out what was going on and then talk to him? So I reloaded the save, and lo and behold, it actually worked. I was able to figure out that the man was in fact telling the truth and learn more about this woman's past and what had happened to her, along with a hint that there was...
So already you hear that and you're like, oh damn, that's kind of impressive. If you have this one spell in the game, which it's not even a guarantee that you'll fucking be a character that can use that spell, because there's so many classes and variations. They thought about you potentially doing that, and you can actually talk to that woman. But it goes deeper, bro. When I heard this, I was amazed.
Some secret treasure nearby. I then went down and had new dialogue options with the man that were never there before. But then I thought, what if instead I brought the body to the man and then casted Speak with the Dead right in front of him? Surely the situation would play out like it did before. So I reloaded my save again and did just that. But this time when I casted Speak the Dead, because the man was right next to me, he begged me to ask her some questions. And one of them was the location of the treasure which we were seeking, along with some other personal things he wanted to know. Moments like this are astounding and are perfect examples of what make this game great. This is just one really small side quest that you only find in the first place if you're searching around in a location on the edges of the map in the first act. My guess would be almost no players will actually ever even see this, and for those of you that do, you probably won't know there's all these different options. And every...
Bro, when I heard that, I was like, this game sounds fun. And it sounds like if you were going to dump fucking 100+ hours into a game, this might be the one. Now I know what I'm getting. This is just D&D for people with no friends, no IRL friends. Yes, but here's the thing. Okay, I've played D&D, right? And here's what I will say. I have experienced D&D. I've I believe, had 3 sessions. Alex, the person whose room I am literally stealing right now, he plays D&D often. D&D is fun. But experience completely depends on the people that you're playing with, but especially the dungeon master, okay? Does he know what he's doing? Is he creative, etc.? And it is very imaginative. Having like a more physical representation of being able to play D&D and the fucking options of how you tackle scenarios are actually kind of like trying to simulate the freedom that a D&D game would have is badass, bro. It's sick. I remember I had an experience playing D&D where we were on like the dungeon master painted a picture where it's like we are on a massive one of those like sky balloons that are seen in steampunk type of scenarios, and I was like a mage or a wizard or something like that. And literally, I had to. He was kind of like bullying me, like because I was the noob. He would make me skill check for a bunch of basic stuff, and so he had me basically skill check for walking out to the balcony to look at the view while we were on this massive balloon, and I rolled a crit 1 on the balcony check, and I stumbled and fell off of the fucking balloon and died. Like literally the end of my existence in that game, and I had to like roll a new character. It was absolutely an L, a big L, and I thought it was hilarious. So yes, I totally get the appeal of Dungeons & Dragons. I totally think it's a good game for people to play, to be honest. Like, I don't even... It is nerdy. Yeah, it's nerdy. But bro, the level of communication, imagination, and just straight up collaboration that goes into running a D&D game, absolutely that improves your communication skills. It improves your friends, relationships, etc. It's just a good thing all around, I would say. And so for me, the idea of committing myself to a game like this with such devotion and talent behind it, it would be so sick to like run a campaign with my friends. So unfortunately, I'm busy as hell lately, and I'm going to stay busy. I like being busy right now. I'm really trying to actually finish videos for you guys. But yeah, no, it's definitely something that I'll be keeping my eye out for. And yeah, fuck all these bloody companies who are trying to lower the bar for games. Death to publishers. Well, I would just say, look, if you're gonna buy games, try to buy from smaller studios, okay, with more niche but like specifically interesting experiences would be my vote, okay? Now, you can play whatever the hell you want. I'm not going to judge you or whatever. And I'm sure there's fun to be had in Assassin's Creed games. But yeah, this is a scenario where I'm kind of like looking, I'm like, damn. And I'm not even saying the guys behind Baldur's Gate 3 are a small studio. It's just, you know, you can tell, bro. It looks fun. And that's what gaming should all be about, right? So yeah. They've also done a lot of promotions with YouTubers like Joel Haver. Literally, they commissioned Joel Haver to make an animation for them, which looks super cool. Life, but it's Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, I like this video. It's funny. But yeah, no, like sponsoring YouTubers who are talented people, like actually knowing who these people are, personally reaching out to them and being like, yo, would you be down to make an animation? That's just cool shit. And yeah, of course, they have like the marketing budget and whatever to do that. But yeah, bro, I hope to see more games like this where, you know, you can tell that there's passion behind it. So I will say, my ideal game that I would love to play, love to make too, but I'm not a game dev, would be something that is a cross between kind of like Fable 2, Pokemon Mystery Dungeons, Explorers of Time, and Far Cry 3. Fable 2, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Time, and Far Cry 3. But wait, yeah, those three, but it's also themed around sea monsters. That's my dream game that I would love to realize or see realized in the future, okay? If you have an open world where you're basically going on expeditions with your friends to hunt sea monsters, and there's a deep, rich lore within this world, politics, etc., I feel like that could be a awesome game. And when I saw this Baldur's Gate 3 stuff explode, where it's like people are, you know, game devs are feeling insecure because this is way too much work to expect. And I could understand that they're like nervous that now their publishers are going to expect way more of them, you know? But it is a good conversation to have, and anytime I see someone setting a positive example by making a solid-ass product, bro, I'm just like, respect. Like that's a good thing. You know what I mean? I think that's better for everyone. Goko, where the hell are you? I'm in the Shadow Realm. I would absolutely kill to get another game like Star Fox Assault. Yes, I stole Alex's room. Hong Kong Simulator. Shut up, Daisy. But yeah, no, for me, bro, I have such fond memories when I was 10, I think, years old, maybe even younger, of playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon in my bed at 3 a.m. when I should have been sleeping, and feeling like I was going on an actual adventure, okay? I had similar feelings when I played Far Cry 3 for the first time, all right? And, once again, I felt exactly the same when I was playing Fable 2. These felt like worlds where I actually had an impact, okay? And I actually cared about the characters that I was interacting with. Not so much with Far Cry and Fable, you know, but with Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, that kind of like camaraderie that I felt was just unparalleled. So yeah, Baldur's Gate 3. Maybe I'll play it, you know? Maybe I'll give you a review if I ever play it, but that'll be on my own time, so we'll see. Good night. Mwah. Have a good week. You better. I'll come for you. Join the fucking Discord. Oh!
来到了啊！主拍秦王宫啊！